All right, back part 2 of the blues. If you saw part 1, I was doing a lot of walking octaves, and I was walking chord shapes up to the 7 and down, and you can also walk those as single octaves. But here's another thing you can do. You can start on the note and walk back up to it. You can even walk down. You hear this in disco music a lot, but also in a lot of funky music. There's a swing to it, and that is a big part of it, is the feel. If you just went, it's not, you have to get a, so when you have these nice little shapes under your fingers, a lot of what I'm doing, I'm just skipping around shapes and patterns. And the blues is easy. If you look at the blues scale in C, you have your 1, 4, and 5, and you have the note between 4 and 5, often referred to as the flat 5, sometimes as the sharp 4, but we can pretty much call it the blues note because it doesn't appear in the major or minor scale, but it is in the blues. The only thing besides this little trio in the middle and our 1 is our minor 3 and minor 7. Again, there's no 2 and there's no 6. So when we hear, that's the blues. And it's very simple, and it's cool because you can do a lot of really nice things with it. This C blues scale is kind of shaped like a bunch of triangles. Right? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So with just your thumb and your middle finger, you can effectively move all over that because it's just zigzagging up and down. So I just use those 2 fingers to do that. So it's not quite a shortcut, but it is something that makes it easier to get around the blues scale. So with that blues scale in mind, in my left hand, if I look at that little walking, the first part of the blues scale, now I can continue up, and I can still walk with 2 fingers in my left hand, right? But at the bottom of it, I'm going to want to bottom out with what would be the way I might hold a C minor chord down there. So if I have my pinky, middle finger, then I switch over to these guys. If I'm just holding down a little walking line, so I'm just going to hold, so here's a C minor. I'm going to put on the minor 7, but I'm going to go one further. Since I'm holding down C in the left hand, I'm going to go minor 3, 5, minor 7, and the 2 on top, which makes a C minor 9, which is a nice chord. If I wasn't playing a C on the bottom, my right hand would be playing an E flat major 7 chord. I like to look at the position of my hand and see what chord it is unto itself. So that way, if I'm playing in C, I know that shape of that E flat major 7 chord is going to really make a nice sound. And I can mess with that in different ways to give it different texture by just moving one finger. That's for a different lecture. For this, we want to do something with a little walking bass line. So I'm going to walk just the blues scale and just do this little cross under with my thumb. And I'm going to drop my hand. Right? That's all I'm doing. Simple walk. I might walk up. Now I can take that to a lot of places by wiggling my fingers. I can go back to my C minor, throw a flat 5. So I can really take it in different directions. but I'm keeping it real simple with lots of space. Now you can see I'm adding some notes in, like walking through the 2. I can walk a little chromatic walk. Chromatic, which just means every single note in a row, in whichever direction you do it, is a great thing to add things. So we'll be back to the blues a little more. Just want to give this little lesson and have a bluesy day.